Now cutting across, viewers, to some breaking updates that we are picking up, this time from China. The visuals, in fact, that we are putting out on your screens, the visuals that we are picking up from Beijing, where the courier goods are piling up. No delivery boys are there to deliver the food. Empty streets, empty subways, empty airports, empty shopping malls, empty roads. And that's the visuals that we see from China, from Beijing specifically, that is coming in. The kind of COVID situation that we have seen, viewers, over the past few weeks worsening in China, and the effects of that also being sensed in the rest of the world, especially in India as well, where we see the BF variant as well that has now spreading up. And now we see, of course, these kind of visuals from China, where the Chinese, in fact, trying to downplay the situation. But the visuals and the images that we get from Beijing tell us a different story altogether. As far as the COVID-19 situation there in China there as well. And of course, we also have Shania live with us from the Mumbai newsroom. Shania, tell us more about these images that we are picking up. The image is really telling us a different story altogether, isn't it? Because the Chinese have been trying to downplay the COVID situation there, but we see these images from where the courier goods are piling up. There are no delivery boys. There is a panic-like situation there in China as well. It's a ghost town there as well. Speak to us a little bit about these visuals. Where are they from? And the kind of, important details that you're picking up from China as well, Shania. All right, we'll connect that audio in just a bit with Shania. We'll connect that audio line. But of course, we're putting out those visuals for you viewers. These visuals coming in from Beijing, where we are seeing that these visuals telling a different story altogether about the COVID situation in China. No matter how much it has tried to be downplayed, these images speak a different story about what's really happening in Beijing, where we see the courier goods are piling up, that there are no delivery boys, empty streets, empty subways. These are the kind of images, Shania, that we are seeing on our screens right now. And if you could speak to us a little bit about these visuals that we have accessed for our viewers from Beijing, from China, and how really China is trying to underplay this entire COVID-19 situation as well. Take our viewers through all of these details, Shania.
Yes, exactly right. You have mentioned before, China is in a COVID spurge. Cases are drastically rising in China. Even yesterday, about 37 million cases were reported in China. So the situation in China is very bad right now, as we saw in the visuals that streets are empty, airports are empty, there are no delivery boys, citizens are facing a lot of issues. Also, we see that in China, the reports have been saying that the ministers are not really trying to do anything about it. So we don't know whether the situation will improve in China or it won't, because the streets are empty. Citizens are facing so much over there because of China. Even in India, we are seeing that the government has started to take steps to prevent COVID. So we hope that the situation in China improves, because right now it is in extremely bad condition.
Oh yes, and that's exactly what it seems like. Shania, thank you for joining us on the broadcast and speaking to us about these visuals as well that we have access from Beijing, where we see, as you mentioned, ghost towns, empty streets, empty subways, where we're seeing that there are no delivery boys, that there are these images that tell us a different story of what's really happening in China as far as the COVID-19 situation there is also concerned. Shania, I want to thank you for joining us once again. And of course, right now we're slipping into a very short break, and we'll be tracking all these stories that are making news today.
Powered by Century Ply, Aag se bachai. ArcelorMittal, Nippon Steel India Limited, smarter steels, brighter futures. HDFC Life, Sarutake Jio.
An unshakable belief, a 360-degree holistic model of development, and a strong team of 300 people is transforming millions of lives in rural Maharashtra.
build hope, we build aspiration, we allow them, we give them the tools with which to dream.
Catch the second episode of Swadesh Foundation's Swa Se Bane Desh at these times only on Republic TV.
एक दिन मैं सोते सोते गिर गया और मुझे कुछ नहीं हुआ। पता है किसने किया? घोस्ट ने। मेरा दोस्त है। वो हर बार मुझे बचा लेता है। घोस्ट को कैसे पता मैं अंधेरे से डरता हूँ? घोस्ट मेरा दोस्त है। मिलोगे?
अरे कोई घोस्ट नहीं, रोनी के पापा ही हैं जो उसे सेफ रखते हैं। जैसे हैवेल्स लाइफ शील्ड वायर्स जो दिखते नहीं पर घर को सेफ रखते हैं। ना आग पकड़े न जहरीली गैस छोड़े। वायर्स दैट डोंट कैच फायर।
जैन 2022 से अब तक रोहन 6 बार डंप हुआ है, बट रोहन वो तो लहरा रहा है क्योंकि जियो मार्ट के ग्रैंड फिनाले सेल में शॉपिंग पर मिलेगा अप टू 80% ऑफ। तो साल जैसा भी गया हो, एंडिंग तो जबरदस्त होगी।
Volkswagen Tygoon, India's safest SUVW. Volkswagen.
Why did life test me? Why did it try to crush me, shake me, break me? Why me? Because it knew if I could take this test, I could take anything and say, that was easy.
CBI arrests former ICICI Managing Director Chanda Kochhar and her husband in connection with bank fraud case.
चुने हुए लोग नफरत फैला रहे हैं, मगर हिंदुस्तान का आम नागरिक मोहब्बत की बात कर रहा है, एक साथ चलने की बात कर रहा है, हाथ मिलाकर आगे बढ़ने की बात कर रहा है।
On Bharat Jodo Yatra, Rahul Gandhi attacks the RSS and the BJP, says they are running a bazaar of hate. Amid backlash for insulting Meghalya's culture, TMC leader Kirti Azad forced to apologize. In a key decision by the cabinet, government to extend food security benefits to 81 crore 35 lakh people till December 2023. Wreath-laying ceremony of 16 army personnel who lost their lives in an accident in Sikkim to be held today in West Bengal. Hello and welcome. You're watching Live and Breaking here on Republic as we bring you all the top breaking news that's breaking at this hour. We start off with the Bharat Jodo Yatra and its impact as Rahul continues with his Bharat Jodo Yatra. Traffic was affected in various parts of southeast Delhi this morning as the Congress's Yatra led by party leader Rahul Gandhi entered the city. Traffic police had earlier issued an advisory on Friday itself cautioning commuters about the routes that were likely to be affected by the Yatra, which will make its morning halt in the national capital at Ashram Chowk at around 11 and will resume again at 1 in the afternoon. Traffic snarls are expected in parts of central Delhi later in the day when the Yatra heads towards the Red Fort via Mathura Road, India Gate and ITO. The advisory had said the Yatra will reach Jaydev Ashram near Ashram Chowk around 10:30 a.m. and will end at the Red Fort, that's the Lal Killa, around 4:30 p.m. A large number of pedestrians and vehicles are expected to join the Yatra at various points along the route, the advisory had further stated, and traffic is expected to remain heavy from the Badarpur border to Red Fort. Commuters are requested to cooperate by avoiding or bypassing the roads that are likely to be affected and make maximum use of public transport to ensure a pleasant journey for themselves, the advisory had further mentioned. And viewers, these are visuals of the Yatra that we are getting you as the Congress's Bharat Jodo Yatra enters the national capital. It enters via the Badarpur border from Faridabad in Haryana, and these are visuals. As you can see already, the Delhi police, traffic police have brought out an advisory on the roads that are likely to be affected. The Yatra is expected to continue a 22-kilometer long journey. Madhurima joining us there from the ground. Madhurima, where is the Yatra at right now? And give us a sense of, what all has been said, because, well, we're getting in, some comments made by Rahul Gandhi, which are very politically inflammatory at this point.
Well, yes, absolutely, Nupur, because this is Rahul Gandhi's final plan ahead of 2024. This is their attempt to make a comeback, and like the BJP has also been taking the opportunity to attack Rahul Gandhi, that how the entire Bharat Jodo Yatra is nothing but a mere attempt to relaunch Rahul Gandhi, because remember, in the 2019 elections, the kind of drubbing the Mahagathbandhan, and specifically with the tag that Do Ladke will come and take over New Delhi, that really fell flat, Nupur. So once again, Rahul Gandhi with his entire team is trying to make, remake their face again ahead of 2024. But there are a number of things that need to be really underlined here, is that how Rahul Gandhi, there are multiple news of the lack of support within the Congress party, and that is also nothing new, because the Congress party has been facing a lot of, discrepancies, disgruntled leaders coming forward and expressing their dissent every now and then. But Rahul Gandhi, keeping his head high, is trying to pull through this entire Yatra, Nupur. Now we have to see that how will the national capital respond to it, because he will be slowly moving towards some very crucial points, like that of India Gate, and then moving towards the Red Fort, trying to make an impact amidst the people of the national capital. And why Delhi is also crucial, Nupur, because it's the national capital. It is the political epicenter of this entire, Bharat Jodo Yatra. So we have to see that how this culminates, because it's going to be a strong statement that will be made by Rahul Gandhi in the national capital as he began his yatra from Badarpur and will be ending there at Red Fort.
Well, Madhurima, many thanks for joining us there and for bringing us those updates. Madhurima putting the Yatra into perspective as Rahul Gandhi enters the national capital with his Bharat Jodo Yatra. Already the Congress, various differing comments coming in from within the Congress among its members and its leadership. There are many discrepancies, but we'll have to wait and watch what happens here, considering how important politically the national capital is. And we'll be bringing you all the updates on this intention of the Congress, this intended Yatra, which is to have, as the Congress intends, a deep impact on the image of Rahul Gandhi. Let's move on now. Focus on other stories. The State Investigation Agency, the SIA, is cracking down on terror in the valley. Several properties belonging to banned Jamaat-e-Islami are being sealed. Properties to be attached in 4 districts. These districts are Budgam, Pulwama, Srinagar and Kulgam. Nearly 1.5 dozen properties are likely to be attached. And Gursimran joining us. So once again, Gursimran, even as the NIA is there in Jammu and Katwa, here in the Valley, we have the SIA cracking down on the Jamaat-e-Islami in particular and its offices. Give us some perspective what we can expect, and also a brief look into, well, which are the specific targets of the state investigation agencies.
See, the State Investigation Agency is carrying out the attachment and of the properties and the implementations of the order that has been issued by the district magistrate. And the properties that are linked to the banned terror outfit Jamaat-e-Islami are presently being seized by the State Investigating Agency. We are getting to know that around 1.5 dozen, 18 to 19 is the number of the properties that are being attached by the SIA. And also it includes the property of the Hurriyat Neta, who is now dead, Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani's Brazula house that was the mutation of which was done on the name of Jamaat-e-Islami. That is also being seized by the State Investigation Agency. The cities, the districts that are being raided at present includes the Kulgam district, the Srinagar, the Pulwama, and also the Budgam. That means South Kashmir and the Central Kashmir this time is on the target of the State Investigating Agency, and the properties of Jamaat-e-Islami are at present being seized by the SIA. It is very massive step by the SIA, keeping in view that how the funds being generated from these properties were used for the financing of activities of Jamaat-e-Islami even after its ban by the Ministry of Home Affairs in 2019 February. And these properties are also proceeds of terrorism. That is, the money that has come for terrorism or from terrorism was used to buy these properties for Jamaat-e-Islami. So this was a long-term investment that the Jamaat-e-Islami had done in the name of these properties, so that in the coming future they can continue to get the funds. So now the crackdown is continuing, and we are getting to know that a total of over 180 properties have already been identified by the State Investigating Agency that will be attached in the coming days.
Right, Gursimran, and well, when we talk about the kind of funding, it's most likely that now that the investigation agencies are cracking down in this manner, that terror ecosystem that has existed for decades, the backbone of that terror ecosystem will finally be broken, and security forces can have more insight into the various modus operandi of terrorism in the Valley that has got people in its grip for decades now.
Yes, this is aimed to decimate the entire ecosystem of the terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir. Earlier, what the policy used to be to kill the terrorist and then to move on. But now the policy is not only to kill the terrorism, but also to arrest the overground workers, to decimate the terror ecosystem, to decimate the logistic ecosystem of the terrorism, and also the places from where they are getting funded. This entire crackdown has throttled this terror ecosystem in Jammu and Kashmir, and the terror groups, they are finding it really very hard to operate in Jammu and Kashmir, and that's why we have seen how they have now started shifting focus towards Punjab so as to generate funds via narcotics. So this is the part of the entire module, and this also shows the desperation that as the terrorism is breathing its last in Jammu and Kashmir, they have become desperate, and that some of the desperate moves by the terror groups have been seen in the form of targeted killings, in the form of threats they are regularly issuing.
Well, many thanks, Gursimran, and you keep your eyes on that story. So Gursimran reporting from Jammu and Kashmir, where in Jammu earlier he had reported, given us a detailed report of the various premises that are under investigation as raids are being conducted by the NIA in Jammu. Meanwhile, here in the Valley, the various properties, 18 to 19 properties being raided by the State Investigation Agency. More updates on that as the day goes on. And as Gursimran said, many of those properties likely to be attached, many of those properties already attached. These are properties of the banned Jamaat-e-Islami. And shifting focus now to other news stories. In a major decision, the government has decided to provide free ration to 81 crore 35 lakh poor people under the National Food Security Act, the NFSA, for a year. Food Minister Piyush Goyal has said that the centre will bear the entire burden of providing free food grains under the National Food Security Act. The Union Cabinet has decided to revise the pension of armed forces pensioners and family pensioners under the one rank, one pension. Because of this decision, more than 13,000 veterans will be benefited. In a fresh development in the Shraddha Walkar murder case, Aftab's judicial custody has now been extended for 14 more days. With this, the court has also given approval for recording Aftab's voice and for taking in his sample. This will be done on Monday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is to address the 75th Amrit Mahotsav of Sri Swaminarayan Gurukul Rajkot Sansthan today via video conferencing. Congress leader Hamid Khan arrested with drugs worth 15 lakh rupees in Ayodhya Nagar police station in Bhopal. Sources claim that the police have recovered drugs from his car which have been confiscated. Bandipura police along with 26 AR and CRPF have arrested 2 militants of TRF LET along with arms and ammunition. One Chinese pistol along with magazine and rounds, Chinese grenade and detonators have also been recovered. In a major breakthrough, Bihar police have arrested 5 people, including the main accused in connection with the Saran Hooch tragedy case. NCPCR chief confirms to Republic that Byju's has given it in writing to the commission that it will not sell its courses to families that earn less than 25,000 rupees per month. The Central Bureau of Investigation has arrested former ICICI Bank Chief Executive Officer Chanda Kochar and her husband Deepak Kochar as part of its investigation into a money laundering case involving the bank and the Videocon group. Major accident in East Champaran in Bihar. Many laborers buried under the collapse of a chimney of a brick kiln. Bodies of 5 have been removed while the injured have been admitted to a private hospital in Raxaul. And breaking news coming in now from Dausa. Another gang war in broad daylight reported in Mehendipur Balaji police station area of Dausa in Rajasthan. This comes almost just a few days after the Jodhpur incident, which had seen a similar gang war in broad daylight. So news coming in from Rajasthan's Dausa of another gang war. Let's listen in to what Shehzad Poonawalla of the BJP has to say on this.
Law and order situation in Rajasthan has completely collapsed. Yet another proof of that has emerged. In Dausa, in broad daylight, an open gang war is going on. The video has also come out. Just a few days ago, we have seen a similar such gang war video taking place in Jodhpur, the home district of the Rajasthan Chief Minister. Whether it is these gang wars that take place, whether it is the riots that take place in Rajasthan from Karoli, Chhabra, Tonk, Jhalawar, Bhilwara to Jodhpur and other places where the rioters have still not been apprehended, whether it is the number of rapes that have increased in Rajasthan. Rajasthan has become number 1 in women atrocities across the country. And we have seen that the Rajasthan government prioritizes not on Beti Bachao but on Apradhi and Balatkari and Dangai Bachao. The manner in which the brutal execution, ISIS-style execution of Kanhaiya Lalji took place in Rajasthan, or whether it is these gang wars. There is no confidence of the people left in the law and order situation and the police of Rajasthan because the Rajasthan government, its only focus is Satta Bachao, not in law and order and Kanun Vyavastha. And because of this, the criminals feel that this is my government and I can do whatever I want. And therefore such open gang wars take place in broad daylight. This is yet another instance of how Rajasthan's law and order has completely failed.
So the BJP alleges collapse of law and order situation in Rajasthan by the Rajasthan government, which it says is only interested in clinging to power, pointing out that this instance of shocking gang war in broad daylight comes just a few days after the Jodhpur incident. And we're hearing the name of Niranjan Meena in this context, who was apparently attacked in the clash between the two groups, as we can see in those visuals. These visuals are from Dausa in Rajasthan. An attack in broad daylight. As you can see, two jeeps there colliding with each other, and one man being attacked even as he sits at the wheel of that jeep at the back. And we're trying to get in touch with a reporter to tell us more about this video that has emerged of this gang war in Dausa in Rajasthan. It comes just a few days after the Jodhpur incident, which had also taken place in broad daylight. As we're seeing, it's clearly a clash between two different groups. And Amardeep, to tell us more about what we're hearing about this particular incident. Amardeep, the BJP has said this is a collapse of law and order situation in Rajasthan, and that it's a government, the Gehlot government, clearly not interested in mending its ways, more interested in clinging to power. Give us more details about this particular incident. We are seeing the video of people running, of one person being attacked at the wheel of the car. Also, reports suggest that the name of Niranjan Meena here. But give us all the details that you have. What gang war is this? This is from Dausa in Rajasthan.
देखिए, ये वीडियो जो है दौसा का है। कल दोपहर और देर शाम का ये वीडियो बताया जा रहा है। जब आप देख सकते हैं, जब जिस तरीके से उसको टारगेट किया जाता है, दो गाड़ियां आगे पीछे से आती है और बीच में जो बैठे हुए लोग, उनको किस तरीके से टारगेट किया जाता है। दो गैंग्स का ये आपस में झगड़ा बताया जा रहा है। लेकिन सबसे बड़ी चीज ये है कि लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की सिचुएशन जो राजस्थान में बनी है, इससे पहले इस तरीके की तस्वीर जोधपुर से भी आई थी, उससे पहले भरतपुर में अभी आई थी। इस तरीके की तस्वीरें राजस्थान में हर रोज देखने को मिल रही है। सबसे बड़ी चैलेंजिंग चीज गहलोत सरकार के लिए यही है कि लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की सिचुएशन तो वो लगातार घिरते जा रहे हैं और सिचुएशन लगातार इसी तरीके से तस्वीरें सोशल मीडिया के जरिए और कभी ओपनली देखी जाती हैं। आप देख सकते हैं किस तरीके से बैठे हुए लोगों को टारगेट किया जा रहा है, पत्थर फेंके जा रहे हैं, लाठी डंडों से पीटा जा रहा है, एक दूसरे की गाड़ियों को किस तरीके से तोड़ा जा रहा है। और सेम सिचुएशन सीएम सिटी जोधपुर में भी देखने को मिली थी। एक हफ्ते पहले का वो वीडियो सबके सामने आया था। लेकिन फिलहाल जो तस्वीरें दिख रही हैं वो दौसा की हैं और दौसा वही क्षेत्र है जहां से राहुल गांधी की यात्रा अभी कुछ दिन पहले निकली थी। तो लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की सिचुएशन आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ किस तरीके से यहाँ दिखाई दे रही है। और अब विपक्षी पार्टियां और बीजेपी के तमाम नेता जो हैं वो इसी वीडियो को टारगेट करके गहलोत सरकार को घेरने का काम कर रहे हैं।
Ji, Amardeep, we'll be coming back to you, but right now we are joined by Kirti Lal Meena of the BJP on the phone line. Mr. Meena, आपका क्या प्रतिक्रिया है इस इंसिडेंट के बारे में? ऑलरेडी शहजाद पूनावाला जी ने कहा है कि दिस इज क्लियरली एन इंडिकेशन अनदर इंसिडेंट ऑफ लॉ एंड ऑर्डर कोलैप्स इन राजस्थान। आपका क्या कहना है?
ये जो कह रहा है ना, बीजेपी टारगेट कर रही है, बीजेपी कोई टारगेट नहीं कर रही। राजस्थान की जनता अपराधियों के टारगेट पर है। पहले जोधपुर में गैंगवार हुआ, फिर सीकर में हुआ। सीकर में तो ऐसा हुआ कि एक इनोसेंट आदमी को मार दिया खुलेआम दिन दहाड़े। वैसा ही गैंगवार बालाजी में हुआ है, जो सबसे बड़ा नॉर्थ इंडिया का धार्मिक स्थल है। अब इतने बड़े धार्मिक स्थल पर गैंगवार हो जाए और धार्मिक स्थल पर अपराधी आके अशांति फैलाएं, वो भी थाने की नाक के नीचे हो जाए। थाने से 50 मीटर दूरी पे गैंगवार हुआ है। तो राजस्थान में लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की स्थिति बहुत खराब है, बहुत दयनीय है। राजस्थान की जनता भय में अपना समय गुजार रही है। अपराधियों के हौसले बुलंद हैं और मैं आरोप लगाना चाहूंगा कि पुलिस अपराधी से मिली हुई है और इसलिए मिली हुई है कि जो संबंधित एमएलए उस विधानसभा क्षेत्र का, वो वहाँ का मुख्यमंत्री बना रखा है गहलोत साहब ने। मन चाहे पोस्टिंग कर रहे हैं, उनको लूट रहे हैं, मन चाहे वो अपनी कार्रवाई करा रहे हैं। उनके थ्रू जनता परेशान है, त्रस्त है। इनकी आपस की लड़ाई के कारण भी त्रस्त है कि दोनों पायलट और गहलोत लड़ रहे हैं। राजस्थान की जनता सैंडविच बनी हुई है और बड़ी हालात खराब है प्रदेश में कानून की स्थिति की तरफ।
Ji Kirulal Meena, many thanks for speaking with Republic TV, and Mr. Meena clearly stating there that this is a state that has now become a place where it is gangsters who clearly have the upper hand, even as we are getting in reports of another gang war in broad daylight in Dausa in Rajasthan. And it's time now for a short break. But before that, let's take a look at this special report that we're bringing you.
A massive fire broke out in Vikaspuri H block area of the national capital. The call was received around 5:50 a.m. early in the morning before the dawn had set. This particular fire broke out in the DDA market in the Vikaspuri area, that is specifically H block. Multiple fire tenders, 11 to be precise, were rushed to the spot to take control of the situation. The fire is under control, but what caused the fire is yet to be ascertained. The authorities have sealed the area and have asked the public to not create any nuisance around it. The loss of infrastructure is yet to be ascertained. However, fortunately, because the fire had broken out in the early hours of the morning, there was no loss of life. The entire area has been cleaned out as the toxic fumes still persist and it could cause harm to human life, which is why the authorities are doing what is need to be done. They're following the procedure to take care of the atmosphere post the fire has been doused off.
And time now for a short break, but on the other side, amid backlash over insult to Meghalya's culture, TMC leader Kirti Azad forced to apologize.
Your favorite service provider, 10, which gets you the best of entertainment, is back with something very special. Your 3 favorite movie channels are bringing in super blockbuster films with features like wider picture and crystal clear sound straight to your home.
Wow. Oh, I love that expression.
To subscribe to your favorite channels, contact your local cable TV operator today or call 10 toll-free number 1-800-419-2020 now.
India welcomes those who further India's pride across the globe. Indian diaspora, partners of New India's growth journey in Amrit Kaal. Come and be a part of the 17th Pravasi Bharati Divas from 8th to 10th January 2023 at Indore, Madhya Pradesh, India. For registration, log on to pbdindia.gov.in.
With Beto's Diabetes Care Program, you get online doctor consultations, all your prescribed medicines and dietitian support on call. Get your complete diabetes management kit and expert advice with Beto's Diabetes Care Program. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
Life will test you. It will turn your world upside down. Again and again and again. The only way to hit back is to stand up. Stand up every time and say, I'm not done.
.2% across India, 35% across English markets, 46% across super prime time, 43% across urban India. Channels that spend crores lose to content. Content wins, landing loses. Republic, the All India #1.
It's 10:30 and here are the headlines. CBI arrests former ICICI Managing Director Chanda Kochar and her husband in connection with the bank fraud case.
चुने हुए लोग नफरत फैला रहे हैं, मगर हिंदुस्तान का आम नागरिक मोहब्बत की बात कर रहा है, एक साथ चलने की बात कर रहा है, हाथ मिलाकर आगे बढ़ने की बात कर रहा है.
On Bharat Jodo Yatra, Rahul Gandhi attacks RSS and BJP, says that they are running a bazaar of hate. Amid backlash for insulting Meghalya's culture, TMC leader Kirti Azad forced to apologize. Mega SIA crackdown on terror funding in Jammu and Kashmir, Jamaat-e-Islami properties sealed. And it's the wreath-laying ceremony of 16 army personnel who lost their lives in an accident to be held today in West Bengal. Thank you for staying with Republic TV viewers. I'm Priyanka Sharma. We are live in breaking and straight away getting you all the updates of one of the biggest stories that we are tracking today of the Chanda Kochar arrest. In fact, that had been carried out by the Central Bureau of Investigation, both of Chanda Kochar and her husband Deepak Kochar as well, that had been arrested by the CBI. And now we are looking at how the former ICICI Bank CEO Chanda Kochar and her husband are in the custody of the CBI in the case that is linked to the alleged irregularities in an over 3,000 crore loan provided to the Videocon Group, where she was heading the private sector bank. Now, Chanda Kochar had quit as the CEO and managing director of the ICICI Bank in October 2018 over the allegations that she favored Videocon Group, a consumer electronics and oil and gas exploration company, saying that she violated the bank's code of conduct and internal policies. ICICI said a year later that it would treat Ms. Kochar's exit as the termination for cause, and she has been accused of criminal conspiracy and cheating by the CBI for alleged irregularities and role in a loan, in fact, of rupees 3,250 crores in 2012 to the Videocon Group, which became a non-performing asset or an NPA for the ICICI Bank. Now, that is the entire details of the case that we are picking up, viewers, as far as the ex-ICICI CEO Chanda Kochar is concerned, along with her husband Deepak Kochar as well, that had been arrested by the Central Bureau of Investigation. Remember, not the first time that investigating authorities have summoned or taken Chanda Kochar into their custody, and now we are seeing that in a series of interrogation and summons that had been sent to the former CEO of ICICI Bank, Chanda Kochar. Now the CBI has placed her and her husband under arrest. Now our correspondents are on the ground getting you all the updates. Viewers, Sambhav joins me on the broadcast with more updates on this investigation that is being carried out. Sambhav, tell our viewers more about how the Central Bureau of Investigation had been carrying out their investigation into Chanda Kochar and her husband Deepak Kochar as well, and what ultimately led to their arrest yesterday by the CBI. What are the evidences, the pieces of evidences that they have against Chanda Kochar and Deepak Kochar as well? Walk our viewers through the salient details of this entire investigation, Sambhav.
So the former ICICI Bank CEO and Managing Director Chanda Kochar got arrested yesterday by the CBI during an interrogation where a series of questions were asked to Chanda Kochar. Post that, CBI has arrested Chanda Kochar, and now the question is, she was arrested in Delhi during the interrogation with the CBI. Now the question is, where would she be produced? Would she be produced in Delhi or she would be produced in Mumbai? So we are right out outside the Rouse Avenue court here, and we are getting the information from our sources that she would be produced in Mumbai, not in Delhi's Rouse Avenue court. This is a case of alleged fraud in favoring one of the companies called Videocon by Chanda Kochar while she was the managing director of the ICICI Bank. It's a loan case which was given, which later the loan was some 3,200 crore, and which later became a bad asset for ICICI Bank. And when the loan was given, the questions of the CBI in this case were regarding this loan, or the loan given by the ICICI to the Videocon in 2012. There were many questions asked by the CBI to Chanda Kochar, of which many of the answers were not, Chanda Kochar has not given many of the answers, after post which CBI has arrested Chanda Kochar. Now the question, now she would be produced in today itself, likely in Mumbai, and need is to see what all CBI will say in the court today.
Absolutely, somehow they're breaking down the details of what really has gone on in this entire investigation. Multiple agency investigation that was being conducted, and now of course the Central Bureau of Investigation has taken the investigation further, and she has been taken into custody, and Sambhav was breaking down the details for us. But Sambhav, if you could also speak to us a little bit about how this entire case has come about and the kind of defenses that have been put forward by Chanda Kochar as well, the kind of multiple investigations and interrogations and the questionings that had been carried out of Chanda Kochar as well. Speak to us a little bit about that. What really do the investigating agencies, namely the CBI in this case now, what do they believe that they will be finding in this case further now, Sambhav?
Now the arrest is done by the CBI, but the matter pertains to the Enforcement Directorate's investigation also, wherein Enforcement Directorate grilled Chanda Kochar's husband Deepak Kochar in this same case, wherein it was alleged that there is a certain kind of quid pro quo happened between Videocon in the name of getting loans from ICICI. So when they got the loan from it is being alleged, the whole episode is like this: when ICICI gave the loan to Videocon, then Videocon has done a kind of quid pro quo with Deepak Kochar. So that's the case, that's the whole allegation in this, and many questions were thrown to Deepak Kochar also by the Enforcement Directorate. Earlier Enforcement Directorate was probing the whole episode. This whole matter pertains to a 2012 case from where this everything started in 2012, and it sustained for some time till the time Chanda Kochar was at the helm of ICICI Bank. Now both are in the CBI custody. Both would be produced today itself in probably in Mumbai court.
All right, Sambhav, they're getting us all the updates as far as this investigation now, viewers, is concerned into Chanda Kochar and Deepak Kochar as well. And of course, we had seen how multiple agency investigation was being carried out. And as Sambhav was pointing out, now the CBI is all set to produce them in the court, most likely in Mumbai. And we will be tracking that story very, very closely for you for the moment we move on.
National Investigation Agency is carrying out raids in the Kathua district as well as several other locations. These raids are being conducted by the NIA teams from the Chandigarh, the case that was registered with the NIA Chandigarh police station. Important to mention that one person, namely Sartaj, was said to be in the links with the narcotic smuggler to destabilize the country and also to carry out acts of terror. This case pertains to a larger conspiracy by the terror groups, the Pakistan and the drug smugglers, the syndicate that is working in Punjab and is operating from various parts of the country using the line of control and international border to smuggle narcotics into the Indian territory. And today morning, the teams of the NIA reached the Kathua district where the raids are underway, and it is being said that several incriminating materials and the key documents have been seized. The subsequent raids will also follow as per the officials in the National Investigation Agency, as this pertains to a larger conspiracy. With Vijay Gaurav, Gursimran Singh for Republic Media Network.
Cutting across live now, viewers, to some more breaking updates that we are picking up from Bihar as far as that horrific accident, mishap in fact was concerned that took place yesterday, where we had seen that the Prime Minister also taking cognizance of this accident and had announced an ex gratia amount as well. But now unfortunately we are seeing that the death toll that had taken place due to the explosion in the chimney of the brick kiln in Narirgir in Ramgarhwa rises to 9. Now, we had just reported on this update as far as this accident is concerned, this explosion that had taken place in Bihar. We had seen just an hour ago how the death toll in fact had been at 5, and now unfortunately we are seeing that the death toll in fact has increased to 9, and 8 people are admitted in a private hospital in Raxaul is the latest that we're picking up. Debris is being cleared, rescue operations are underway, and remember, the major accident had taken place in Ramgarhwa police station area of the East Champaran district in Motihari in Bihar, and those are the images that we're putting out from Bihar on your screens right now. Now, of course, we had also seen that the Prime Minister had expressed the condolences and had announced an ex gratia amount, as mentioned earlier, for the victims of this accident as well. And we see, unfortunately, that the number of victims, the number of casualties, the number of fatalities, in fact, are on the rise. And now the latest death toll in the explosion in the chimney of the brick kiln in Narirgir has risen to 9. Now, those are the images on your screens right now, viewers, that you can also see from inside of the hospital. And the other on the left of your screen, in fact, is the chimney kiln, the chimney of the brick kiln in Narirgir, where in fact this entire accident had taken place, this mishap that had taken place. These are visuals from late last night. And of course, now we are looking at the death toll, unfortunately, increasing from 5 to now 8, I beg your pardon, from 5 to now 9, where 9 people have lost their lives in this horrific tragedy coming to light from Bihar.
अभी चिमनी ब्लास्ट का इंजरी है। अब ब्लास्ट के कारण, अब स्मोक के कारण जो ब्रेथलेसनेस, किसी का हेड इंजरी भी है, किसी का पैर कटा हुआ है। 5 लोग तो ऑलरेडी एक्सपायर्ड आए हुए हैं और 7-8 लोग अभी एडमिशन हुए हैं। 3 लोग उसमें वेंटिलेटर पे जा रहे हैं। अब हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं बचाने से, और भी केसेस आ रहे हैं, हम लोग उसी में लगे हुए हैं।
And Prakash Singh, our senior editor, also joins us on the broadcast with more updates on this mishap that has taken place in Bihar. Prakash, please tell us more about how the death toll has now increased to 9 people. And of course, we are seeing that the Prime Minister has taken cognizance of this, has also announced an ex gratia amount for the people that have lost their lives. But speak to us a little bit about the negligence in this and who's really responsible for this kind of a mishap that has taken place, because 9 people now have lost their lives, Prakash.
Well, as far as the reports are concerned, 8 people have lost their lives. As of now, 8 bodies have been recovered. 8 people are said to be injured in this case. The debris is being removed on the spot, and to ascertain the fact as to whether any other people, any other person are trapped in this incident or not. And this incident that has taken place in Ramgarhwa area of East Champaran district took place yesterday evening after an explosion was heard, and thereafter the people, local people and the local villagers started panicking, and the local administration reached on the spot and started the rescue operation. Some people were rescued from the debris, and the debris is still being removed as to ascertain the fact whether some more people are trapped in this incident or not. But it appears that 8 bodies have been recovered as of now, as far as the reports pour in. More than 8 to 10 people are said to be injured and are being treated in the local hospital. And in the list of the people who have died include the person who was in charge of that big plane. Azad Ahmad is also said to be dead, and ambulance have also been deployed there to ferry the injured. If there are any injured who is being recovered from the debris, SDRF team has been deployed on the spot. Because of the extreme cold wave conditions and the fog,
the rescue operation was delayed a bit in the morning, but it appears as of now, all the bodies have been recovered so far, and the local administration is there monitoring each and every activity. And as far as investigations are concerned, the investigation is underway as to whether the protocol pertaining to the running of the brick lane was followed as per the norms and the guidelines of the state government and the district administration. Back to you.
All right, Prakash Singh there getting us the details of what's really happened as far as that mishap is concerned in East Champaran, where in fact 8 people, as Prakash was pointing out, have lost their lives, and many others have also been admitted into hospitals and are undergoing treatment as well. We are going to be coming back to this story, but for the moment we move on. And slipping into a very short break here now, viewers, getting you updates on the other side of how amid backlash for insulting Meghalya's culture, TMC leader Kirti Azad forced to apologize. And it's a mega SIA crackdown on terror funding in Jammu and Kashmir. Jamaat-e-Islami properties have been sealed, getting you all the updates on the other side of this short commercial break.
Ladies and gentlemen, you expected the puzzle, but for a law person, this is not a game. Explain it to us, detective.
Holy!
Everyone is in danger.
All right, when's the murder mystery start?
क्या हुआ रोहन, क्या सोच रहा है?
रिया, पहली सैलरी मिली है, तुम भी कुछ आइडिया दो, एक्सपेंसेस को कैसे प्लान किया जाए?
रोहन, एक्सपेंसेस के साथ साथ इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान करना भी जरूरी है।
देखो, सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा घर के रेगुलर खर्चे के लिए और कुछ मैं अपने लिए भी तो सोच सकता हूँ ना, लेकिन इन्वेस्ट कहाँ करूँ?
सिंपल है, एनपीएस में।
एनपीएस में? रिया, अभी तो मैंने कमाना शुरू किया है, इतना आगे के लिए अभी से क्यों पैसे जोड़ूं?
वो देखो, एक एक करके ईंट जोड़ी जाती है, तब जाके एक घर तैयार होता है। वैसे ही अभी से पैसे जोड़कर हम भी अपना रिटायरमेंट सुखी बना सकते हैं।
बात में तो दम है।
एनपीएस कम लागत वाली फ्लेक्सिबल लॉन्ग टर्म योजना है, जिससे आपकी बचत ग्रो होकर पेंशन का लाभ देती है।
अच्छा, फिर तो मैं अभी अपना एनपीएस अकाउंट ओपन करता हूँ।
जो कल की सोचते हैं वो आज से ही थोड़ा थोड़ा जोड़ते हैं।
पेंशन है तो टेंशन नहीं। एनपीएस में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है।
Volkswagen Tygoon, India's safest SUVW.
Volkswagen.
Welcome back, viewers. Here's some news in brief. Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra has entered the national capital. Rahul says some people are spreading hatred, but common man of the country is now talking about love. In every state, lakhs have joined the Yatra. I've said to people of the RSS and the BJP that we are here to open the shop of love in your bazaar of hatred. Uttarakhand Governor Gurmeet Singh has approved the anti-conversion amendment bill passed by the State Legislative Assembly in November. The bill, titled Religion Freedom Amendment Bill 2022, was passed by the Assembly during the winter session. The state government has intended to implement the law at the earliest.